comes down to a choice. It comes down to a choice of path. His campaign slogan is forward. Forward with the same ideas, the same approaches he's had for the last 4 years. Nothing's going to change. And we know the results of the last 4 years, so we don't have to wonder what would happen if he were re-elected. We see it. We see the high unemployment. We see the 23 million people out of work. We see kids coming out of school that can't find jobs. We see manufacturing. Manufacturing jobs in the last 4 years have dropped by 582,000 people. This is not the path we want for America. There's a different path. And the path I represent is one which will add 12 million new jobs. But if it wasn't, take that pay again. There are 5 things I'll do. 5 things I'll do to get this economy going. Right from the start. Number 1, I'm going to take full advantage of our oil, our coal, our gas. This is an extraordinary resource. And by the way, that means lower prices at the pump. By the way, under this president, prices at the pump have doubled, all right? Now, I'm going to do everything in my power to make sure we create as much energy of our own as we can. We're going to have North American energy independence within 8 years. That's going to happen. And not only does it mean lower prices at the pump and hopefully get the prices down of our electricity as well from where they otherwise would be, but it also means more jobs. Because if we have full exploitation of our oil, our gas, our nuclear, our renewables, our coal, why we have more jobs in the energy sector, and we also have more manufacturing that comes back here. Because if we have low-cost, abundant energy, manufacturing is going to beat its way path back to here. We're going to get more jobs in. So number 1 is energy. Number 2 relates to trade. Trade has to work for us. We can compete with anyone in the world. And so I'm going to open up new markets for us to be able to sell goods to. But I'll tell you what else I'm going to do. I'm going to crack down on China. They should not steal our jobs unfairly. Over the past decades, they've held down the value of their currency. You wonder, what does that mean? What does that do? Here's what it does. It means the prices of their products are artificially low. And so if you're an American company manufacturing a product that competes with their product, well, their prices are low. And so the American company ultimately goes out of business and we lose the jobs. That's what's been happening over these years, one year after the other. The president has had multiple opportunities to label China a currency manipulator. He hasn't. I will. To make sure we have a great prospect for our people today, I want to have job training programs that work for the American worker. And that means that instead of having 47 different federal training programs that report to 8 different agencies with all sorts of overhead, I'm going to take the dollars that the federal government spends, bundle it up, give Ohio its fair share, and let Ohio create its own job training programs for our people. Sure that we're not just training our current workers for the jobs of today, but also our future workers for the jobs of tomorrow. I'm going to make sure we fix our schools. We know how to do that, by the way. We know what's key in our schools. You'll hear a lot of confusion because some people have a big interest in the outcome as to how money is spent in education. But a lot of people have looked at this issue. My state of Massachusetts, our schools are ranked #1 in the nation. 4 federal measures on all 4 ranked #1. How do we get there? We got there because we understand the key to a great school is having great teachers. We need to put our teachers and our kids and our families first, and the teachers' union behind. Number four, we're not going to have entrepreneurs go out and start a new business. Or big companies come here and decide to build a new facility, a new plant, and hire a lot of people if they think we're on the road to Greece. And that clock up there looks like Greece. If President Obama were to be reelected, we'd have about a $20 trillion debt by the end of his next term. That will not happen because he's not going to get reelected. I will balance the budget for America to live with his means. I mentioned something else. One more. Number one was making sure, for instance, that we take advantage of our energy resources. Number two was making sure that we have the opportunity to get our people to have the skills they need to succeed, a trade that works for us. And number four is to make sure we balance our budget. And number five, let me tell you what this is. We need to champion small business. We need to help small business get its feet and grow, because small business is where jobs come from. And the president's plan, by the way, you know what it is. He plans on raising taxes. He's already said he's going to raise taxes on some 1 million small businesses. 1 million small businesses in this country are taxed as individuals. He wants to raise the tax rate on them. That'll kill jobs. I'm going to lower the tax rates. He wants to raise them. I'll create jobs. He'll kill them. There was a study put out by the National Federation of Independent Businesses. They had Ernst & Young look at his tax proposal. They concluded that his tax proposal will cost 700,000 jobs. We can ill afford that. My tax proposal, it creates 7 million jobs. I want to create jobs. His plans don't do that. There's something else about small business. There's something else that's scaring small business. There was a survey done by the Chamber of Commerce. They surveyed members across the country. They asked them, what's the effect of Obamacare on your hiring plans? And the people came back, 3/4 of them said it made them less likely to hire people. I will repeal Obamacare and replace it. Obamacare is really exhibit number one of the president's political philosophy. And that is that government knows better than people how to run their lives. It is a view that government should stand between you and your doctor. I don't believe in a bigger and bigger government, taxing more and more intrusive in our lives, more directing and compelling of our enterprises, telling us what kind of energy we can have, taking $90 billion and investing it in green energy companies. I believe in free people pursuing their dreams. I believe in freedom. Disabled and people who are poor, they need our help and they receive our help. We're a charitable people. No nation on earth is as charitable as the people of the United States of America. And so we're going to help those that need our help. We're compassionate people. At the same time, we're going to insist that these people have the opportunity for work if they can carry out work, if they're able-bodied. Because we are not going to create a society of dependence on government. Look, this president has put us on a path to become like Europe. Europe doesn't work in Europe. I don't want it here. I don't want a government that gets larger and larger, that has huge debts like that. I don't want an America where we have chronic high unemployment year after year after year, where there's no wage growth. Do you realize what's happened to the income of the median family in America? Their income has gone down every year for the past 4 years. It's come down some 8.2%, I believe the number is, under the Obama years. Think about that. American families are having a hard time Incomes are down. At the same time, the cost of food is up. The cost of electricity is up. The cost of health care is way up. The cost of gasoline is doubled. The American family, middle-income families, are having a hard time. Look, I know the president cares about America and the people of this country. He just doesn't know how to help them. I do. I'll get this country.